Joelle, welcome on board to our first episode on dating in Dubai.
Thank you, Mo. Thank you for having me today. How are you?
All's good.
Good.
All's good. Joelle Barchini, Miss Kisserwin 2018, first runner-up for Miss Europe Continental 2022, model, food engineer, and also you have your own personal businesses.
That's true.
You've been in Dubai for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to jump into the topic.
Yeah.
Dating in Dubai, do you believe it's hard or it's easy?
I believe that dating in Dubai is quite an easy thing, but maybe it's not that easy to find the one in here.
What's the characteristics of the man of your dreams? What would be the qualities for the man that you would accept to date?
More, I believe that whenever the girl goes with age and from phase to phase in life, it changes. So let's say, for example, today me, the mid-20s me, has a completely different perspective about this. And my checklist has a lot of differences since I was, for example, 20. And I believe it's going to be different also in 30s.
What's your current checklist? Let's start from right now.
Right now.
If not a guy, you want to pick up a guy, or a guy is approaching you to take you on a date. Mm-hmm. What will be the criteria based on which you're going to say yes or no?
I have some high standards. Okay, let's start from here.
Fair enough.
Okay, so for me, it's really important to have like a good base in terms of having a respectful personality, a good character, to have a trustworthy person, and to have like a good person, you know, to be a good person, not to hurt, not anything like this. And from here we can add on it.
I'll be more specific. Let's start from the look.
From the look.
What's the look that you would prefer for a guy?
Okay. Now I'm gonna remove like half of the possibilities suddenly.
Exactly.
So, I'm into tall men.
Okay.
I'm into tall men. I like tall men. I like the Oriental look. Mm-hmm. But it's not always that look are the primary thing for me. So whenever, of course, there's a good person, I'm not into the look as a first aspect. It matters. I will not lie if I say that no, it's not something important to me, because I like to have someone next to me who's really good looking, and it also captures the attention of people whenever we go somewhere. But at the same time, I think that this is a secondary thing to think about. Like the looks fade with time, you know.
Right. Let's talk age.
Age.
What's the age difference that you would like to have between you and your man?
Okay, age is really important.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't even consider a relationship that has a minimum age. As long as the guy is, let's say if he's in the 20s and he's acting as if he's in 20s, it's not an option for me. So for me, I think let's start from 30s.
30s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Minimum.
طيب, let me talk financials. What's the income or the minimum income of a guy that you would accept to date?
Let's say financials are really important. Okay, to have stability in financial terms is really important, and it's crucial to have stability in the relationship.
Give me a number. Give me one number. Tell me that's the income of the guy, the minimum that would accept.
Are you gonna have the whole
10,000, 20,000,
no.
30,000, 100,000?
At least my salary.
Okay.
At least my salary, to feel like I have someone next to me who's also having potential.
A guy that's making 20,000 dirhams per month, would you consider this to be enough or not enough to date you?
You're putting me again under the stress of the question.
Yes.
Okay, it's not about the number. He can have the 20K and then he spends them on casino. So it's not about the income. It's how he spends them. And if he's smart enough to know how to smartly also spend his salary. So if he's looking forward to have more businesses, if he's business oriented and having a bright future ahead, yeah, of course, it's going to be a shot.
Well, good for you. Do you know what's the percentage of men in the world that make 28,000 dirhams plus?
Tell me.
1%.
Okay. Okay.
So good for you.
So now you decrease my percentage by 90% suddenly.
I'll move to a very interesting topic, social media. Mm-hmm. Do you think social media is now a danger on relationships?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. I talk to you from my personal point of view. Crazy amount of people talk to me every day. If I'm dating a guy who is not really open-minded, he doesn't accept this, or if he's, for example, having a problem in me having a lot of guys on my social media, this is gonna ruin our relationship from day one. So there's a lot of listen, there's a communication that should happen in here. So if there's a communication in this between these two people and both of them are okay and there is a transparency, I think it's gonna be fine if there's trust. But as long as there's trust, if there is no trust and there's hiding messages, deleting messages, and if the woman especially is not open about the messages she's receiving, and whenever she has a message she turns the phone, and yes, it's gonna be a threat for the relationship, of course.
Would you accept that your man like pictures of other girls? Do you consider
Yeah, it's fine, it's totally fine.
it's not part of the cheating?
Yeah, of course, but there's a lot of beautiful word out there, so if I'm gonna have a stop on each like, I'm gonna spend my whole life on the phone.
How about if he messages other girls?
What's the point?
I'm just asking.
What's the point of messaging someone else? If you're trying to have a communication just to go out with her, there's a question mark in here, of course.
So then what's the point of you chatting with your fans that are texting you on Instagram? It's the same story, right?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same.
So how you would accept that you text with other guys because they are your fans on social media, and you wouldn't accept that he texts with other ladies also?
I believe that in somehow it's my domain, so it's my job, it's my work, and I don't want it to get affected just because I am in a relationship somehow. But if he's in the same domain as well, I would understand. But if he's working, for example, in some industry, if he's having his own business, I don't think there's a need for this to chat with ladies. And we all know in Dubai what's the aim of these messages.
Do you think that it's way easier for a woman to satisfy a man and make him happy as opposed to a man satisfying a woman and make her happy?
I believe that both genders, they are different, and everyone's different as well. So I think that it comes to the person. So you can have, like I was saying, I have high standards in life. You will have to maybe work harder to catch my heart than another girl. It's not about the girl or the man. But I feel like a man is easier, yes. Like if a woman is smart, she can get any man she wants.
How a woman can make a man happy?
Okay, you're talking about a man in the 20s or in the 30s, because age is really important.
Okay, tell me in the 20s and tell me in the 30s.
Okay, let's be very clear.
Yeah.
I believe, but you have to correct me because you're the man in here.
Okay.
I believe that a woman can satisfy a man in the 20s just by having the looks, going out with him, partying, alcohol, one night stand, whatever. This can get any man, any guy. A man of the 30s and plus is gonna be totally different. I think he's more into a woman who's gonna have his back in life, and they can be together into a serious commitment and build together this empire of the marriage or whatever is gonna be the commitment. Correct me first before I continue. Do you think it's true?
Well, it's kind of true, but not fully true. Mm-hmm. Because look, you're right about the 20s part, but in the 30s, I think satisfying a man, it's way easier than satisfying a woman. Because if to make a man happy, all what he asks for is, one, he would like to have a woman that would support him, mm-hmm. a woman that wouldn't give him a headache, that would respect the amount of effort he needs to put in his work to become the man who he is.
Yeah, true.
Third, he would also expect from the woman to act like a woman. And I know that there is a lot of controversy, like a woman is not responsible for the kitchen, for cooking. Yeah. Fine, understandable.
Yeah.
But a real woman needs to make surprises and come back home. When the man comes back home, he would find she prepared a nice meal for him, not because she has to, but that's part of showing the respect to him as a man. That's something very essential. A man would be happy with very simple stuff, going on a boys' night, playing PlayStation. A man will be very happy with that. However, if a man wants to satisfy a woman, oh my Lord, then he needs to be...
That's true, that's true.
He needs to be understanding for her mood swings. He needs to provide. He needs to be an expert in fashion, because every time she's going to ask him about her clothes, he needs to give an opinion, and a very detailed opinion. Otherwise, she's going to say, well, you don't care. He needs to be texting all the time. He needs to show love. He needs to show care. He needs also to have a very good listening ear when she fights with her friends, because again, she looks for sympathy every single time she has an issue in her life. He needs to be also the support. And at the same time, there's a very, very major issue between the relationship between man and woman, because a woman would expect the man to discuss all the decisions related to them together. However, if a problem happens, then the man is the guy that's responsible. So, which is, to be, in my view, there is kind of hypocrisy and controversial, because how come a man cannot take fully the decision that he's going to be liable for, and he needs to consult with the woman? At the same time, once he consults with her and the decision is taken, he's the liable person.
Yeah, I understand. But at the same time, I want to ask you something.
Shoot.
Do you think that, because you're saying that a woman should be a woman in this relationship, okay, so we're going back to the love of the 90s. Do you think that a woman nowadays, an independent one, isn't a good factor in a relationship? Like if she's playing the woman part in the relationship, she's feminine, she's nice, she's doing all of the surprises and etc. But at the same time, she's an independent woman. So she's not there, for example, to sit the whole day at home doing nothing. She wants to go work. She wants to go out with her friends as well, not just to stand the whole day on the kitchen desk and trying to do whatever, like cooking and just like this. Do you think that this is a plus in the relationship, or no, it's a minus? Like she's taking from the masculinity of the man.
Look, I think a woman shall not be 100% free for the man, because out of experience that brings a lot of problems for the relationship. He becomes her only focus, and when I say her only focus, not in a positive way, in a negative way.
Yeah.
Like she thinks about every single word that he says, that consciously or unconsciously, and she makes an issue out of that. Yet, I believe if you pick up the right man, a man that really knows how to work hard, a smart guy, and by the way, he doesn't need to be super smart. I believe hard work can overcome the intelligence. He's a hard worker. He knows how to provide for the family, and she's providing him with the environment at home that would make him ready for war every single day. If she's able to provide that, he will be able to take care of her and of the whole family. But if he's not happy, he's not feeling that his masculinity is complete at home, he will not be able to play this role, and then the woman will be forced to enter the workforce and for her to complement his role, and eventually, for them to survive together. But that boils down to the following: picking up the right man and providing him with the right environment to succeed.
What's the right man?
You need to tell me. You are the lady. I can tell you what's the right woman. You need to tell
me what's the right woman.
Fair enough. A right woman, in my view, first of all, she needs to understand the difference between a man and a woman. Men, and I don't believe in, let's say, they say men and women are equal. Men and women are equal in their human rights, but they're not the same. The moment the woman tries to put herself at par with a man, in my humble view, she becomes a man. She's not a woman.
What are your boundaries then? So where do you think she's switching from a woman to a man?
Loud voice is a killer. The moment I see a woman raising her voice or becoming aggressive, like in my view, she becomes a man. I don't see her femininity, like it gets destroyed in my eyes.
Okay.
That's one. Second, if every single time a man wants to take a decision or give an opinion, he has to justify every single word, then to me that's a deer killer. But
don't you think that communication between two people, especially if they are in a commitment, is essential and crucial? So if he's taking her opinion, this is taking out of his masculinity?
I'm not saying this. I'm saying questioning his decision or questioning every single word that he says. He can consult with her, but eventually keep in mind, he's going to be the liable person. So eventually, if there is a difference in opinion between both, he should have the leverage to take the decision and move on, because he'll be liable. It's illogical for him to take a decision that he believes is wrong and then being liable for that. That's essential. Third, the man needs to feel his masculinity at home. He needs to have the environment where a woman is playing the role of a woman and he's playing his role as a man. Third, she needs to understand that, for me, for example, I have a very specific protocol in my life. And I know that my protocol is very annoying, and I'll be very honest. That protocol had a lot of negative impact on my relationships, personal relationships with women. Because I'm a guy that wakes up, at 5:30 every morning. I go to gym. Weekend I wake up late, but even on a vacation, I'm traveling, there are no exceptions. There is a very funny story I never said in social media, but it's true. You know, when I got married, the first day of my marriage, in the morning, 7 a.m., I was doing my calisthenics circuit.
Are you serious?
Yes. And my ex-wife lost her shit, obviously, during that
Minimum.
day. Even on that day, I didn't make an exception. Second, I have very strict diet. To maintain the body that I have follow very strict diet. And women find it annoying. Why? Because even when we go out, let's say on a date or on a lunch or a dinner, well, she order what she wants and I order what I want. And they find it very annoying, and they feel peer pressure because I order healthy food every single time, except for one night per week. So they feel that there's a peer pressure.
Yeah.
Third, because of this, let's say when we go to a beach or when we go out, also they feel peer pressure that they need to work out, they need to be in shape without asking for that. Because when she walks next to me, well, she feels, well, I have to maintain my body, I have to be in shape, he's shredded, and he's the man, I have also to look good in front of him.
Yeah.
And that looks cool at the beginning of the relationship because they respect the dedication and the hard work in the gym and in the business and the success that I'm reaching.
Yeah.
And they like at the beginning the fact that I'm famous
But then
on
it
social media.
changes.
Completely.
Yes.
Completely, because the woman, we start going out and women start approaching me because of my fame, and she's with me. Then all of a sudden the social media becomes the beast.
Yeah.
When
You know why?
Tell me why.
In the beginning, from my personal point of view as well, I believe that in the beginning of the relationship, a woman doesn't have any feeling. She's just attracted, but whenever she falls in love, oh my God, it all changes. And whenever the good things that you had in the beginning can turn into bad things later, because it can pressure her in a way that she's losing you. So you're good looking, that's true. In the beginning, it's a good thing. But later on, it's going to be a threatening thing for her, because you can be eye-catching also for different girls and lead to cheating and lead to the breakup. So whenever she starts feeling, and in general also women, whenever they start feeling, the thinking goes down.
I respect the honesty.
It goes down. So not in a way that she's less intelligent, but in a way that she's not thinking anymore, she's feeling more. So she's expressing with her feelings, and the feelings aren't really good to be based on all the time. So that's why you have to be emotionally intelligent to have a successful relationship, because men are throughout the whole relationship more into thinking, and they do not feel more than the woman. So women are more into feelings, men are into thinking more. So the woman has to go to the level of the man, either the man has to go to the level of the woman, so that they have this balance. But the man will not go to the level of the woman, otherwise we go back to your point, he's less masculine.
Yeah, exactly. And then, as you said, that creates so many problems later on, because they get emotional and they start asking, for example, skip the gym today to stay with me in the morning.
Yes, I believe this.
Yeah, and
it might happen.
And with me, it will never happen.
Yeah, and this can cause problems, because if she's asking you for this and she's gonna use the feminine thing, like, for me, stay at the home with me today, you can skip gym for me today, and you're gonna say no, for her it's like a slap on the face, like, what happened to this man now? He doesn't want to spend time with me anymore.
Exactly. I'm not your priority.
Yeah.
I hear this all the time.
Yeah.
They tell me, your priority is work out and social media, and we come after that. But keep in mind, you got attracted to me because I'm successful, because I'm fit, and because I'm famous.
But
so why you want to change that?
She believes that with time it's gonna change. The priorities will go back to her, and then gym, and then work, because you're loving her. For us, I believe that in the beginning, we're just having this attraction together. So there is not the deep love. There's no feelings. So at that time, I do not expect from you to be madly in love with me and to skip gym for me. But after, yes, because I feel like you're getting more attached to me. So if you're attached to me, you cannot leave me to go to the gym, or at least ask me to come with you, So this is how it goes.
I'll ask you a controversial question.
Yeah.
Do you think man and woman can be friends?
Yes.
How?
Yes. Now all of this man population will go back to the comments and they are like, no way, I cannot have my girlfriend with a guy best friend. But I can tell you, yes, I have my best friend. He's been my best friend for more than 20 years. And every time I date a guy, the first thing I do is that I make him meet this best friend of mine. And it never happened ever that we had any emotional thing or any feelings, even though we were alone and single for quite a long time. This was the only experience for me in my life that made me make sure that there's no way on earth that every relationship has to end in a sexual way. So you can control yourself. We're not animals.
I'll ask you a question. How does this guy look like?
He's really handsome. He's really handsome.
And don't you think that even the right opportunity at the right time, if you open the door for him, he will jump on the opportunity?
No, I can call him now.
Let's do it.
I can call him now.
Let's do it.
You serious?
Yeah, call him. Tell him, you know what? Now I broke up with my boyfriend, and I have to admit to you, and I'm attracted to you. Let's see how's gonna be his reaction.
Let me get my phone.
Yeah.
يوم أحد. أكيد نايم.
طب خلاص. It's okay.
خلاص.
هلا هي بتكول باك. طيب إذا بس هدق بنكفيها.
إذا رجع دق بنرجع نكفي.
طيب أنا I'll tell you in my view I don't think men and women in general they can be friends unless one of them
is really ugly.
Really ugly and there is no chance that the other party will be even interested in him. So if a woman will be friends with a guy, she has to be ugly enough for him not to even feel attracted to her. Because look, it's part of the human. Men and women are different the way they are designed. The sexual need of a man or appetite is completely different from a woman, and everyone knows that. So I think when a man is a friend with her, he just waiting for the right opportunity to make his move. Unless she's so ugly, he will never look at her. That's a different story altogether. So
you think that the first thing for a man to look at the woman to see if he might be with her or not is the looks, right? Of
course, that's the way things start. That's not necessarily leading to a relationship. Mm-hmm. But the first point of even with women, look, I know that this is so funny. What makes me laugh when I hear women saying men are so superficial, they're so much into the look, and we are deeper than them. And sometimes when I hear girls talk, look at this guy, he's so hot, look at his muscles, look at this, look at his eyes. Women as attracted to the look as much as the men are attracted to the look also. But they pretend that they're not. That's the difference. We are more honest.
That's true. We might be attracted, but I don't think this is the number one feature because we have a long other list of things that you are not really compliant with that we have to consider before the looks. Trust me.
It's an interesting question. Why do you think nowadays men are not into marriage like before? Men are way less into marriage than they used to be 10 or 20 years ago.
I don't even think that it's just the marriage more. It's also the serious relationships. I feel like everyone's just going to dating phase, talking stage, and then after this, it fades away. I don't know if there is something wrong happening at that talking stage during this that leads to the failure of the whole thing. Or people are having a lot of traumas when they are young. Well, there's something wrong in here. Because before, as you were saying, everyone has a relationship that leads to a marriage, and that's it. And now you date 50 women, where women date also several men, and then in the end, it's not working with anyone, and especially in Dubai.
Look, I'll tell you my view on this. I think the major issue starts with the benchmark. 10, 20 years ago, before the social media went that viral, usually the benchmark of assessment for people was that your entourage, people that you would know, people that you interacted with. And that goes along the look, the financials, expectations, personality. Now everyone is exposed to the whole world through the small screen that's in your hand.
That's true.
So that's why the standards of everyone are going up and up and up, men and women. But the problem is also the expectations are going up. And they don't realize two things. One, those attracted women or slash man or rich woman slash man are just like maybe 1% of the population in the world. And they feel that they are accessible because they're seeing them on the screen, but they're not accessible in real life. But then they project this on every single person that they're meeting, which is unrealistic. Second, and I'll be very honest, women are overestimating themselves nowadays. A woman can be a 5 to 10 over 10 or 6 over 10, and then she wants a man that's 10 over 10. Why? Because there are so many flirtatious men on social media, and they keep telling her, you look good, you look amazing. They just want to sleep with her. It's as simple as that. But then in her head, she believed that she's a 10 and she deserved a man that's a 10, whereas she's just a 5 or a 6. And that's a big problem. And that's why women now are suffering in finding a partner, because their expectations are not realistic.
That's true. That's true. And also to support your idea, by the way, I'm into men and the way they think more than women. So now I'm gonna, I will not sound feminist at all. But now in Dubai, let's say, you know how many women are there in Dubai and how much men they are? There's 68.5% men and the rest is women. So
interesting.
In this, you can imagine that there's for each woman 3 men. And here I question myself, like, there's a lot, and this 1/2 ratio of single ladies in Dubai, especially in Dubai. Why is this happening? In case you have, for real, like 3 men for you, for each woman there's 3 men. You're not finding any of these 3 compatible to you. So here we go back to your standards thing, that the women are overrating themselves, and even none of these 3 are an option for her. But in here, I think that she's looking more into the materialistic thing. So searching for this 1% you were talking about in the beginning. But at the same time, I have to defend also the woman point of view in here, that men in Dubai aren't the loyalist. So they are not loyal. They are not willing to have this relationship with the woman. They are trying to just have a one-night stand, and they want to just pass their time. And you know, a lot of people come here just to build their businesses and maybe come back to their home countries one day. So they don't have the high expectations of building this commitment. And from here, you can see why the women aren't really having these hopes anymore, because she tried once, 3 times, 4 times with a guy, and then she saw that all of them have the same intention. So they just want to have a part-time satisfaction, and that's it. So of course she's gonna lose interest in having a real commitment purpose in life with them.
Why you think men nowadays, particularly in Dubai, they're not so much into long-term relationships? Is there anything that the women are doing wrong?
I believe whenever women are trying to find the perfect man or the real one, they are searching for this 1%. So this 1% have also a lot of option. So
exactly.
He has plenty of options. So he has a list in front of him. He has to choose one of them. Whenever this woman finds this man, she would be so attached to him, and she's gonna prove him in all ways possible that I am the one that you're searching for. And whenever she's doing all of this effort, at that point the man will just run away, because why are you doing all of this effort for me? I don't even know you. But she's trying to get him, while she has been the whole time being all alone, single, not taking care of any of these guys talking to her. But from her point of view, she's just trying to get this guy strapped, because this is the one. Like, I've been waiting for this guy this whole time, and now he's here, he's available. But guys don't like this. They don't like whenever a woman is trying so hard to reach them, because they like chasing.
Look, it's partially true, but it's not just that. Look, a man that would stay alone for quite some time, particularly one of the successful men, a man that's successful, he's fit, he's strong, he's good looking, he has all the options in the world. Mm-hmm. So what would make him pick up a woman and find her to be the woman is multiple things. One, first of all, if he feels that she's going to add to his life, not to act as a break for his life. And again, as we said earlier, that might happen in the beginning, but eventually when he finds out like a few months later on that she was pretending in the beginning, then that will be a turn off.
Yeah.
Second, there is a very interesting item that people avoid talking about. It's the body count. Men in general, when they want to have the woman to stay with them for life, they wouldn't like to have a woman that slept with like 20, 30 men before them. Like,
Experienced.
it's a turned off for men. People like say, no, it's okay. We are an open-minded world. No, a man is a man and a woman is a woman. And that can be a turn off for, in my view, for any real man. The third thing is also how that woman can accept and dedicate herself to his plans. A man and a woman needs to be a priority, but in a different ways in a relationship. From a career perspective, achieving perspective, a man needs the priority. From a pampering perspective, from a care perspective, the woman needs to be the priority. A real man needs to know how to take care properly of a woman, but a real woman needs also to make the man feel his masculinity. That's key for the success of a relationship. Once a man finds a woman that's ticking all of those boxes, in my humble view, I think he can stay with her for life.
Okay.
Did you ever make the first move in a relationship with a man?
First move, no.
Yeah.
The first ever move, no. I believe that this is nature. Man has to do the first step. And whoever is gonna tell me now, no, because you're saying man and woman are equal, there's also this nature thing since forever that we believe in, that man is the one who makes the first move. Woman can contribute, can help. Of course, if he's doing all of this step alone, it will not work. He will lose interest, he will lose faith in this relationship. But the first ever step, I don't believe that there is any case on earth where the woman went and talked to this guy and she was like so interested in him and it ended up in marriage. As long as I know. I don't know if you have examples in your life, but for me, it always shows that the man is getting a lot more ego somehow whenever he sees that this woman is so attracted to him, especially if he already has the potential, if he's already fit, if he's already beautiful, attractive, handsome. So yeah, I think that she shouldn't, no.
Honestly, I disagree with you because I had a long-term relationship with someone.
Based on a first move from her side?
She made the absolute first move.
And what was your, how did you see this? You loved it?
I not just loved it, I respected her because she was very strongly charactered woman.
You serious?
Oof, I respected that. She knew what she wanted and she went to get it.
And how did she do it? Tell me.
Okay. The way it happened is that she heard about me. They told her there's a guy called Dr. Baidoun, he's fit and he's good looking and stuff. So it was in a business context. And she said that they must be exaggerating, like he's a doctor and fit and whatever, like there must be an exaggeration because, you know, people usually connect the doctor term to someone that's in his 50s with belly belt and no hair.
Yeah.
Then she saw me by coincidence and she asked, who's that guy? They said, well, that's Dr. Baidoun that we told you about. And then she chased me. She chased me for like a year, actually.
So what did she do exactly?
She used to come to my office, short dresses, short skirts.
Okay,
you know.
Creating meetings for no reason, professional things, yeah.
Exactly. Then after a year, she put all of her strength and courage together and she asked me out.
She did?
Yeah.
She did? And you're with her now?
No, we broke up.
Here we go back to my point. I told you, I don't think it's gonna end with marriage. I don't know if it has unconsciously a relationship with the breaking up thing, but I feel like whenever the guy tries a lot to gain the woman and to chase her in the beginning, he has already this standard of her in his eyes, so she has a lot of value in his eyes. He will not just lose her for anything just because they had a fight or something. But whenever she's doing the first step and trying to reach him, this is what I believe. I think also a lot of women might have a different point of view about this, and also you as a man. But I don't know. I think that this is nature. This is how it goes.
Well, yeah, but
I like flowers. I like when men try even guitar thing. Yeah, that's my thing. I love all these. I love the old love. I think that this is the purest ever, and this is the only period of life where the marriage was leading to a long-term commitment and no divorce. So now it's like 50% in all over the countries of the world, start from America to the Middle East. Everyone is okay with the divorce right now. So
I'm a divorced man.
Here we go. So now it's like a normal thing to happen. I don't know if this has to do something with the beginning of the relationship or how it started, but I believe that the 90s were the purest kind of love. So that was the only one leading to a real commitment that never fades.
I have a theory actually on why there are so many divorces. One of them we already talked about it, which is social media and getting very high standards of comparison between your partner and whatever you're seeing on social media, which is in most of the cases, by the way, is unrealistic. People who don't understand that there are so many influencers that look great on a camera because of the filters and stuff.
That's
However,
true.
in real life,
That's
they don't look that good.
That's true.
And by the way, even on the fame side and the money side, many of them, they take photos in private jets and Rolls Royces, and they don't own it.
Of course they don't.
It can be leased. It can be just they have borrowed it from a friend, and I know so many people that do that. Now, there is also a very important factor. At least I'm going to tell you from my view as a man and as a Muhammad. Maybe people have different experiences. Usually, I don't get emotional at the beginning of the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
During the first 5 to 6 months, I assess. I'm very rational. Then I will see, well, does she have the same standards as I am? And when I say standards, it's the red lines. What we believe it to be a no-go. What I accept and I don't accept is something that she will be fine with or not. Are we matching on that level or not?
So you test her.
I'm so annoying with this. The problem is I have an elephant memory.
Without the consent, yeah?
Look, I have a trick. I'm the first time I see it in front of the camera. The human brain has a certain trait that I use to manipulate and test a lady.
Okay.
If you mention something to a human being once, it's a coincidence. Twice, it can be a coincidence. 3 times, it's a pattern. So what I do, I usually listen to the woman at the beginning of the relationship. I talk less and I listen more. And in my head, there is an automatic words counting happening in the background. If there is a certain word that she is repeating multiple times, that means that there is something being hidden in that area.
Okay.
Let's say as an example, if she mentions the name of a certain guy, disregarding the context, by the way, positively or negatively, multiple times, or if she, let's say she's cursing her ex multiple times and like in a very aggressive, that means that she's not over him yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Even if she's talking in a negative way about him, that
true.
means that there is something.
That's true.
And the same applies on any other areas. If she talks about, let's say, I don't know, fancy brands a lot, even if she's saying that she hates it, but she talks about it a lot, that means it's something that's stuck in her brain somewhere.
Yes.
So then I start mapping her. Then I start the tests. I ask the same questions in different way, but in different periods for her brain not to pick up this as a pattern.
Okay.
So and I leave a big gap. The gap could be 1 or 2 months. And I have an elephant memory, I don't forget. If the answers are matching,
This is scary, huh?
she passes. If the answers are not matching, then that's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
And I'm annoying because I put her on the spot when she says like a different answer. Well, 2
You
months
said
ago.
this 2 months ago.
2 months ago. Like I don't spare her. It's on the spot.
Yes, and that would be a turn off for you.
Complete.
And a total breakup.
Complete. Trust is number 1.
Yes.
And everything else comes after that.
Yeah, that's true. Trust is really important.
Do you believe in long distance relationships?
No.
No. Why?
No. There's a lot of them who end up getting married. It's not that it's not a theory. It's not something that adapts to everyone. But at the same time, I had this experience before.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What happened? Single and ready to mingle.
No, it's a long time ago. It's quite a long time ago. We spent a lot of time together, and it was really healthy, not toxic at all. If this relationship didn't lead to something that was more serious, I believe that no, long distance won't work, because that was the purest ever. No toxicity. It was really nice from time to time to see each other. But for me as a person, I like emotional things. I like to be in touch with the person, to even touch him, like to have someone next to me, to look in his eyes. What's the point of talking on the social media or on the video calls? Okay, they are a way, but this is for me a fake way. Whenever I feel bad, I want someone to hug. I want someone to talk to, someone who listens to me. Now I want to try to call him and he might be at work now or not. If he's here, he might be as well at work during the day, but I know in the end of the day I can reach him. But if he's in a totally different country, what can I do? So a partnership is there for you to feel better. So to have someone in life to partner you in life. If he's not there for you, there's no point of all this.
Look, honestly, I have to agree with you on this, because there is, when two people are not together, there is a distance. They grew apart. And then the gap between them will start increasing with time. And as you said, communication is not just based on the talk or even video calls. You need to feel the person, touch him, smell him. And it depends on the nature, but let's say in our culture, our society, we are very warm people, and to us, it's the physical aspect, and it is very important. So once that is missing, I think that's going to be a huge gap.
Yeah.
I understand if this happens temporarily.
Yes, this is what I wanted to talk about. Let's say, for example, they were together from the beginning. They met in the same country, and then the guy or the girl has to go for a temporary period of time to do some purpose, a job or do a course or whatever outside.
For 1 month, 2 months, 3 months.
Yes.
That's fine.
Even a year.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you know that you're just doing all of these sacrifices, but it will aim somewhere. So we're doing this to reach a certain point. If this gonna happen, yes, of course. But if it's starting from the beginning, yes, I'll see you once per month, or I'm traveling for me to see you, it's gonna be a lot. It's toxic. It's not healthy.
Do you think it's okay for a man to be friendly with women?
It's a character in the end of the day. If I am dating a guy who's friendly, I cannot ask him to stop to do so. I am a friendly person. I'm really friendly. I talk with more than 20 people a day, and I meet them, maybe 5% of them, they will stay my friends and forever, just from meeting them on the street. I cannot expect the person I'm dating not to be the same thing or to make him stop, because if someone asks me to stop, I wouldn't stop. That's my personality and my character. But what I am sure about is whenever a girl or a bunch of girls are trying to be flirty, funny, or sticking around this guy of mine, it's not gonna end up well. Because also guys might be doing this and staying around the girls for some purposes, but girls they have power. Let's say this clearly. We can say no. We can say I don't want to do this.
100%.
But guys, whenever they are tested during an argument with their partner or something, and they see that all of these girls all are around, they will think in my head, why am I doing this to myself? I have all of these options. Yes, let me just enjoy my life, and I'm just gonna leave this for now. And it will end up in a bad way. So having options on the side isn't the safest thing, but at the same time, you cannot stop it. That's the bad truth.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, it depends on the person and the relationship.
Yeah.
For me, if I am with the right person, and that right person is someone I'm happy with, someone that's not giving me headache, supportive, understands my protocol, someone that doesn't play games, by the way, that's very important. Particularly at my age, it's so annoying to me when girls, they think that they play games where we respond late, sorry, we were busy.
So you don't like that?
With all my due respect, I'm a very busy man, and when I want to make time for my woman, I know how to make it. Don't play those games with me. I can teach you those games. I'm a master in those games, but I am at an age where I don't have the patience for those games.
But do you think that a woman showing herself all available during the whole time is a good thing? It might lead the relationship to something more serious?
Look, no, it's not being available all the time, because I understand that women will have their thing. But it's about the mode of communication.
Okay.
So let's say if I send her a message in the morning and she responds in the afternoon, sorry, I was busy. Which kind of busy you were? Even if you were in a back-to-back meeting, you must have a couple of minutes in between the meetings just to answer back.
But if already the attraction is there and you like her already and you sent her this message, you will not have the curiosity to check from time to time if she responded or not?
To me, it's a turn off, because look, I'm also a very busy man.
So it doesn't help.
It doesn't help at all. Particularly, I'm the type of guy that likes to plan. So let's say I'm going to take her on a date that night. I would like to send her a message in the morning.
Okay.
Are you free tonight? Yes or no? If yes, where would you like to go? And by the way, I'm the type of guy that takes charge. This woman, where would you like to go? What would you like to eat? I don't know, whatever you want. I'll give you the chance once. What's your preferred cuisine? Let's say you say sushi.
Yes.
Great. Where you want to go? I don't know, you pick up. I'll pick up on the spot. And it's a done deal.
Yeah.
I don't have time to give and take. I know, I don't know, we'll see. No. From the morning, I know, then I book. We're going out for a date tonight to eat sushi in that place. I will book it. And then you go do whatever you want during the day. It's done.
Yes.
But don't waste my time playing games. I don't have time for that.
Okay. Because normally we think that if, for example, you text me at 10, and I'm replying by 2, I'm making you think during this time, like, what is she doing? Why she's not replying to me? And this is what we aim for. Being on your minds, this is our aim for us to build this connection. Because if you're gonna see a girl just once, twice, 3 times, this is not enough for you to build this attachment to her. We wanted you to be attached in somehow for us to build this relationship. And we find every time that whenever the girl is so available, or not really available in terms that whenever you call her, she's there. I mean, if you send her a message, she's not replying in the same second. This is what I mean by available, not available. So we feel like whenever we are so available, this guy will look at it in a different way. Like, he loses this value in his eyes for us. So he's not trying hard. While if we're a bit more distant, and this is the aim of it, it's not just like playing games. If we're more distant, we're showing that we're not all the time in there for you. So he's gonna make more effort. Don't you agree?
Look, it depends on the type of the man. Look, with some men, I agree with you, it works. But for me, I see it differently. Because one, I don't like to be with weak women. I like to be only with strong women.
Yeah.
Women that know what they want. Women that are not hesitant. Women that are successful. So when I am with this type of woman, the fact that she's sparing time to respond to me quickly, that's something I respect from the beginning. She gains my respect by doing that. I know that not all men think like me. I'm a very abnormal man in that area, but that's how my brain functions. Again, as I told you, because also I don't have time to waste. The second thing, if a woman tries to play games at the beginning, I'll be honest with you, I'm a very vindictive guy. I'll do the same to her. Because I'm a guy that comes with a lot of experience, and I know how to get her to get emotionally attached. Then I play the same game back.
Okay.
So I can be very vindictive in that area if I want. So playing this game with me is very dangerous.
Let's go back to the first date, second date. What makes you feel like this girl is different and you're more curious to get to know her more? So what can she do as a man in the 40s that can interest you a lot?
A couple of things. One, I'll be very honest with you. I'm going to test her at the beginning in a sense where I'm not going to go all the time to fancy places by design. So I'll check how she's going to respond when I invite her to a place that's not high-end, normal place.
Yeah.
If I find her like she's not liking it, that's a turn off.
Okay.
Second, I will see how the way she communicates and how she's interested in what I do and in me as a person. And I will watch her body language. I will see how she reacts when I'm telling her about how was my day. I'll give you a few tips. As an example, if she's leaning forward and listening, that means that she's giving me attention. If she's leaning backward, that doesn't mean that she's interested. If she takes a deep breath, short one, like every few minutes, that means she's not interested. I will know. I'm experienced enough
Body
to
language,
know.
yeah.
I will know on the spot. And if she's not interested from the beginning in my lifestyle and the way I handle my business, then I'm sure that we're not going to click. And if she wants only to go to fancy places, that means she's a materialistic person.
So we start from the beginning by the looks, and then after this you test her if she's into finances, and then after this if she's into your lifestyle. So these are mainly the 3 things that
Third, if she's trustworthy. And I will test her. I will pass to her some information, and then I will see how she's going to deal with it. That information could be false, by the way, not necessarily true.
Yeah, of course. you will not risk your career just to have this test on.
Yeah, it can be a personal secret, by the way, and then I will see how she'll do it. If she's going to spread the word or not.
Yeah.
And I will find a way to know if she's spreading the word or not.
Yeah.
Second thing that I will check also, if she's trustworthy in the sense where the next fight or the next, I will try to create an argument by the beginning of the relationship. By design, I design it. Then I will see if during that argument she will use against me what I told her.
Okay.
If she does do that, that's a complete turn off. That means that whatever I tell her is something that she's gonna keep and use against me in the right moment at the right time. Particularly at the beginning, because when the emotions are not really deep, then it's the tolerance for her to show her real self is higher. Then I will know if she's trustworthy or not.
That's true.
Do you think Dubai is a good place to find your partner, your lifetime partner?
I'll be honest with you. There's two things to consider. First of all, the woman herself. If I'm talking about the woman, okay? You tell me about the man later. From the point of view of a woman, she has to know herself. She has to know, what am I looking for exactly? So am I looking forward to have a long-term relationship, or I'm just still in this phase of discovering this Dubai thing? Am I still in this phase where I want to see a lot of guys have different dates? Because let's be honest, it's really nice to have different dates, which leads to a real mature woman. From my point of view, I would love to have a lot of several relationships in my life to discover, especially in Dubai, you have the opportunity to see the whole world in just a country. So you see from America to the Middle East, you see everything. There's all of the nationalities. And I'm open to have a relationship with people, or dates, let's call them like this, who are different, so I can get this culture. And this gonna build me and will create this personality of Joelle that will be in the 30s ready to have this commitment. So first of all, my age, and if I am ready to do this from my side, if I am ready, at that point I can start understanding someone else in my life. And here comes the importance of having the person that I want to date with the standards that I'm looking for and with this checklist ticked. So having this whole package on, this will lead to a real relationship, which is really hard right now, because in Dubai, at least one of these things that I just mentioned now will not be there. And this will lead to all of this, vague thing in your head, and you're gonna be lost. And this is how women and men will be lost. And here I wanna say something, which is really bad to say, but I will mention it. In your 20s as a woman, you can do this. You're beautiful, you're pretty, you're amazing, you can do this. But whenever you spend your whole time and your whole 20s just on dates,
playing around,
you don't know that there is a time frame for this. You just go with this path and you get lost in there. You're gonna lose yourself because your look will fade, your beauty will go away. What's gonna last? What you had prepared in these 20s, your successful stories, your experiences and everything. And if it's not interesting, move on, there's another one.
Do you believe women has higher chance to find their lifetime partner in their 20s more than their 30s or 40s?
I think so, because men, as you said, they are looking first at the looks. And of course, a woman in the 20s is prettier. And she might be more beautiful in the 30s, but this feminine point and the perfect face and everything, you will not find it in the 30s if she's not doing all of these fake things.
Do you think men are more interested in women that are in their 20s because of their look, because they are more beautiful, or because they are more innocent and less experienced?
No, I think that men, like in Dubai especially, they are businessmen more. Like whenever someone is looking forward to get into marriage and commitment, he's in a level in life where he understands this. I'm looking for a woman who's smart, who's intelligent, who built herself from zero. If I was a man, I would look for this, honestly, in here, because there's a huge quantity of women in here. If I want to pick one of them, I will pick someone who's self-made, who went through the harsh times and the good times, and she's still in there. So I believe that he will not look at the innocent side because we're in the 2024 now, turning into 2024. So it's not the primary thing. If I want to build my life with someone, I wouldn't look at his past. I would look at his future with me. So whatever he did in the past is up to him. As long as he's still a good person I can have a good future with, this is what matters, right?
Well, man doesn't look at this in that way, because man, part of their masculinity, part of their manhood, is to be with a woman that didn't see much in her life, and she's got their lifetime experiences with him. That's one of the ways for a man to express his manhood and to show his care towards a woman, and to feel that she's with him and she's opening her eyes to the world with him. That's it. I know that women underestimate that and they believe that's retarded, that's old school stuff. Men still think that way. When he's with a woman and he's taking her to show her the world, and she didn't have much experiences in general in life, and she's exploring the planet with him, definitely he's gonna feel, you know what, like she's a keeper. She's someone that I would like to keep with me for the rest of my life.
I understand, but at the same time, do you think that this innocent woman, after she goes into this relationship with you, which might not be all the time successful, it will not lead to cheating because she didn't see anything but you in this life?
Could be, and that's why, as I told you, during the first 6 months, it's very important to test the woman.
That's the point where you're showing her everything. So of course she's gonna stick around you, but everything will change whenever you're in a marriage relationship. So whenever you're married to her, at that point she might look around because she has you. You know what I mean? So this is when she can cheat. So in my point of view, even if I am picking a man, I wouldn't pick a man that's not experienced.
I'm gonna give you now criteria for a man, qualities, and you need to rate it how important for you from 0 to 10. Just give me a number, don't justify.
Let's go.
Looks.
7.
Finances.
6.
Personality.
10.
Loyalty.
11. Can we go higher?
No baggage, I mean like kids, ex-wives.
5.
5. Being famous.
0.
Interesting, coming from Miss Beauty.
Yeah, 0.
If you want to give an advice to the ladies of Dubai that are looking for their lifetime partner, what would you tell them?
2 things. Know yourself and don't play with man's heart. Or someone else will play with your heart as well. So
I think it's a great advice.
Yeah. Just know yourself. And if you're not ready to do this, step back, say it out loud, be very clear about it. I'm not ready to be in a commitment. Just be clear.
Excellent. Joelle, it was a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you too. Thank you.
Thank you. It was a interesting and hot discussion, and I hope that the audience enjoyed it.
It was a really hot one. Yes.
Stay tuned for the upcoming episode. Thank you all.